might be wondering, who will be gracing our stage tonight? Y'all, make some noise for Kyla, Lacey! Let me read you her bio real quick. She owns 2 cats. Her poem, White Privilege, has over 7 million views, okay? Who here has 7 million of anything? Not I. All right. And her new book, which y'all can get over there for a mere $20. Only $20, y'all. Hickory Dick. What was that? A mere $20. Hickory Dickory Dock. I don't want your cock, y'all. Give it up for Kyla, Lacey.
Pensaba que tú solamente eras para mí. Pensando en ti, solamente en ti, mi corazón.
You need to call me Kyla this time. So. Can you turn me up a little bit? Yeah, can you turn me up a little bit? I got my sexy voice on because I'm hot, so you gotta turn me up. Is that all we at? Okay. How y'all doing, avant-garde? It's like really special moment to be back here tonight. It is my book release. And I'm a bit nervous because like, I don't, like books are like, I don't know, they're like books, right? But more importantly, we're having it here in Houston. And somebody asked me today, like, well, why aren't you having it in Atlanta? And I was like, you go where you're loved, you know what I'm saying? And I'm loved in Texas, I think. And more importantly, this is where the 7 million view video was featured. And technically it had more than 7 million because like Occupy Democrats and shit was stealing my views, but it's all good. So, anywho, I write poetry for the bitches. So I feel like I'm gonna do some feminist poems tonight. I'm gonna read some poems from my book here. I'm gonna read some poems from my phone, but I'm going to put my phone in my book so I can look like a professional. And let's rock out. And I just want y'all to know it took a lot for me to get here, and I almost lost my computer and two of my iPads. So, somebody was gonna have access to all my degenerate porn. So, but we're here. So we found the computer. We found it. I only put it in my iPad because like I don't want a virus, right? So I don't have Okay. So let me start with a poem here. And hold on, I gotta go on my phone, but like make it look like I'm in my book. I'm gonna start a poem from my book actually. Okay, so the poem is called Hickory Dickory Dock, I Do Not Want Your Cock. And yeah, thank you. Any other women get random dick pics? And it be from fine dudes too, like you don't have to hold that way. You fine, you don't have to be a hoe like that. And I'm not interested anymore, but I do look at the dick. But then, and then I'm done. Got my thought shorts on, I apologize. If anybody's seen my kids up in here, I apologize. Okay, so I think that almost every woman has been asked to have a threesome before. I'm the only one that's been asked to have a threesome. Oh, well, this is awkward. She said nobody ever asked her. Ooh, awkward. Okay, so I just wrote a poem about, dudes always ask you, for a threesome, and it's called ABC 1 2 threesome. Yeah, okay. And this is, I have to explain, for those who don't know, has anybody ever read the book, Go the Fuck to Sleep? Right, so this is written like this. This is Dr. Seuss meets feminism, okay? Okay. You say you want a threesome. I'm here to be your grace. Even allowing you to cheat on me right in my fucking face. You say you want a threesome. Your desires won't be dismissed. Because what's better than one, my love, but now two people pissed. You say you want a threesome, no matter what I say. You don't even like gay people, but I guess lesbians are okay. You say you want a threesome, and boy, I aim to please. So open your mouth real wide, my love, and get on both your knees. You say you want a threesome, cause that would be real fly. I have no problem with that, my love, as long as I can pick the guy. I just found out recently that's called the Devil's Threesome. I don't know. It's called the Devil's Threesome when it's two guys. It's like, oh, okay. I like hell. I'm just kidding. Give me a little hell. Hold on. All right, now I'm gonna read this from my phone because we're all into feminism and stuff. And I wrote this poem about this dude named Patriarchy. His bitch ass. Now these are new poems, so you just don't have to rock with me because I ain't want to like give you the, I want to give you the, the poems I had last time. These new shits, it's all good. It's all good because I'm a professional in shit. I'm a professional in shit. All right. Patriarchy did not ask how you feel today, but wants to know, can you feel that shit? Patriarchy only wants your opinion when it agrees with his. Patriarchy cares how tight your pussy is, but not nearly as much as he cares about how many niggas been tight with your pussy. Patriarchy likes that you are smart, just as long as you don't use your wisdom against him. Patriarchy will protect you from your victimhood by never allowing you to talk about your victimization. Patriarchy calls you crazy when you called him out on his bull, left you when he was feeling better about himself. Patriarchy didn't understand why you didn't feel like doing the dishes tonight, but patriarchy never feels like doing the dishes any night. Patriarchy did not want you to change because patriarchy cannot survive through change, and when you complain about making pennies on the dollar, he instead offered to not hold the door open for you anymore so you could feel equal. Patriarchy doesn't care how he speaks to you. Patriarchy doesn't understand that you don't have to speak to him. Patriarchy doesn't understand that every nice guy or man who pays us a compliment, we don't have to return the favor with our pussies. Patriarchy ain't strong enough to be a pussy. Patriarchy is dry as fuck. Patriarchy will not tolerate you being intolerant. Patriarchy will call you ugly after you rejected his advances. Patriarchy sent you flowers after patriarchy hit you. Patriarchy said it didn't happen, but also said it would never happen again. Patriarchy has been watching you, and you should feel flattered. Patriarchy wanted you to know that black men's lives matter. Patriarchy was too good to rub the sore feet that you march in the streets on for him. Patriarchy noticed you've been getting a little fatter. Patriarchy didn't notice that he's been getting a little fatter. Patriarchy also put on baby weight and hit you with the baby weight after being caught time and time again, but he still thinks that he is the superior sex. Patriarchy don't know shit about superior sex. Patriarchy yelled in your face while asking you to be patient. Patriarchy asked for your forgiveness that he would never grant you. You left patriarchy, but he would not leave you alone, not because he wanted you. He just didn't want you to be with anybody else. Patriarchy wanted you all to himself. Patriarchy doesn't realize that you are not his property. Patriarchy told you to change your last name to properly identify to whom you belong. Patriarchy asked you to fix yourself up. Patriarchy doesn't like when you wear too much makeup. Patriarchy blamed young girls for developing too fast, but also down grown women without tits and ass. Patriarchy don't love these hoes, but always want to know where the hoes at. Patriarchy calls you a hoe for liking to fuck. Patriarchy is always trying to fuck you. Well, you know what? Fuck patriarchy right back. Got a little dry now. The guy in the front is like, oh, she's one of those. No. I'm from Florida, but I want y'all to know in Texas, y'all got a different kind of heat.
thighs is thick, you know, and I ain't got no titties, but I got these pillowcases here. Whew, it's hot. Yeah. What somebody said? Pillowcases, because, you know, lay your head. Okay, y'all don't know about that. Y'all weren't born in. That was before your time. This is before your time. Speaking of patriarchy, I'm gonna do this one. It's one of my favorites. Father, somewhere securing chasteness by pointing a gun in some prom date's face to ensure his daughter doesn't wilt her flower while encouraging his son to overpower. Father, with teenage girl locked in her room, key owned by him given to her groom, will encourage his son to rock the world of someone else's baby girl. Father, somewhere policing her skirt while teaching his son how to flirt and teaching his daughter to be weary of boys' tactics while handing his son prophylactics. Father, while keeping boys at bay, will teach his son how to pray and protect his daughter from boys like his because he knows firsthand, men ain't shit. Thank you. Think bedtime stories. Except for feminism. What happened? Yeah, it's like a feminist night though. It's all good because, you know, pussy's amazing. Pussy is amazing. Somebody just sent me a message. I'm looking at. Oh, wait, that's a totally different message. Wow, this is awkward. That's good for me? What? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Oh. Right about now. Y'all having a good time?
Yeah!
Now listen up. Last time I checked, okay, it's not free to travel from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia. It's not free. Okay. Anybody checked like flights recently to go anywhere? Was that shit $0? It was not, I'll tell you right now. And it was dollars, not Zimbabwean dollars, okay? It was American, okay, y'all acting like y'all have not. Right about now.
What got a floor for what?
Right about now, if you're having a really good time, go ahead and show your love in American dollars. If I see some Tanzanian shillings in here, Oh.
I'm just serious.
Well, all right, here we go. Let us do the thing like the Lord is amongst us, okay? I'm gonna pass this here collection plates. All right, and show your love, Houston. Show your love right about now. Y'all got this? All right. Y'all help me get this breast reduction that I've been trying to pay for. All right. I'm gonna have breast reduction. Hey, friends. Okay. Hey, go ahead. Look at my A cups. Okay. Reduction? I'm totally kidding. I definitely don't want a reduction. I haven't had breasts since the 80s, and those are my mom's, so it doesn't count. So I'm not at the point, I'm not cool enough yet where like poets write diss poems to me yet. I'm sure they do in their heads, but they know what kind of fire they playing with. Cause you know, I'm known for my congeniality. You laugh real hard, RJ. You laugh real fucking hard. You laugh real hard at that. But I am at the point where they steal my poems. And funny story, it was a youth slam in Florida recently, and the girl was like doing white privilege, and she didn't. Yeah, in my home state, but she didn't know I was from Florida. But the crazy part was, 2 of my teammates were in the room, and was like, "Hey, that's my friend's whole poem right there." And she denied it. She said she wrote it, but you know, I mean, hey. But, you know, yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, right, you know, and I mean, listen, I saw on Instagram once, like, the girl accidentally tagged me to her doing it, and her friends were like, "This should go viral." Bitch, it is viral. What you mean? That's how she stole it. but you know, whatever. You cannot tell a riot to not steal from the same capitalistic society that it was stolen from. You cannot spray a riot in its eyes just because you have no vision. You cannot call a riot divisive just because you are on the winning side of the division. You cannot blame a riot for the shit you actually did. You cannot tell a riot to be nonviolent, to be quiet, to be on sidewalks away from roadways or bridges to communities you barred it from. You cannot tell a riot to wear a uniform, that only a jersey is appropriate, that only sports fans get to express aggression. You cannot tell a riot to not destroy a neighborhood that has already been destroyed. You cannot call a riot unemployed because the revolution does not take days off. You cannot ask a riot to soften its voice, to channel its anger in a way less dangerous when you were the one who set fire to its rage. You cannot hose off a riot. You cannot water it down. You cannot quell its bite with canines. You cannot ask it to be nice as if peaceful sit-ins did not end in your violence. You cannot ask a riot to not kneel when everything you stand for breaks its back. You cannot ask a riot to not respond to your riot by not rioting back. One time, it was this, I grew up in a lot of the people most people I knew how to swim when I grew up. I'll just put it that way. Everybody knew how to swim. I grew up in Seminole County, Florida, and there's one girl named Anne-Marie. I don't care. She basically stated that, you know, during the Baltimore riots, that white people never riot, and especially when they do, it's not over stupid things. And then when I Kyla'd her, when I told her about herself, she blocked me. But you know, it's all good. But yeah, I just think that's, you know, crazy how, like, you know, you gotta, now listen, you know, if your sports fan, you know, your sports team wins, you can riot, but you know, you can't riot because somebody died. So anyway, all right, moving on. Got the It's just sifting through here. Hold on. Oh, a mirror sitting right up front. This is nice. This is really nice. Oh, okay. Just get cozy. Just 12 days out of the year could you cater to me. Bring me chocolate, the remote, and also rub my feet. I don't know why you hate when I'm on my period, because you surely you'd cry the most if I were to miss it. I'm on my period, but you're the one fussy. Just go to the store and please stop acting like a pussy, because I guarantee that the pain of getting me pads doesn't hurt as much as these cramps. Plus, you don't have to worry about if every sneeze will have blood drooping down to your knees. And even after decades of practicing, you are still prone to having accidents. You don't have to bear this pain just so you can bear children. And that's not even a guarantee, because I can still get my period with no fertility. Every month I go through this turmoil, so how in the hell is this not normal? My ovaries are strong and endure more than their share, so maybe you should grow a pair. And when it's all said and done and I turn about 51 and I'm almost done with commas, periods, and dashes, oh look, it's hot flashes. I'm having one right now. I think they expected like more serious poetry from me, but it's like an adult children book. My serious poetry is on the way. I'm gonna read you something that's like super duper duper fucking new. New shit, yeah. I'm gonna try not to cry through it because, yeah, like it's like that new. Long story short, I liked this guy a couple years ago. I wasn't supposed to, it was just something to do. And then I was like, I really like him. And then, you know, he went on his merry way. And then he came back years later. And then he recently moved. So, yeah, I'm like, you know, in my feelings a little bit. Because, you know, it's like, oh, they're still alive and stuff, you know. But, you know, I don't really like people like that. So when I really like somebody, like I really like them. So I'm gonna hold this together. Lucky for me, I'm high. Okay. Wrong poem. The first thing this one said, all black women ain't angry. That's not the poem. Okay. Fireflies die beautiful deaths in jars. So how fair would it be for me to keep you from the rest of the world? I first loved you on accident, and now it still gives me so much purpose. Remember a while ago when you left me emotionally, and now it's physically that way. I begged the universe for you to come home. I forgot to ask if you could stay. Because you are in a new place, and I have to suffer here driving around the city, passing by places where we made memories. You get the freedom of experiencing soil unsoiled by me. Where do you go when your happy place has moved to another state? I am in a state of disarray. Every day is a contest to see how long I can make it without thinking about how I'm not going to make it. I'm breaking. They say there's strength in numbers, but I am alone by myself. I am learning to stomach eating without you. Cooking for one doesn't taste as good as it used to. I don't move much, just go through the motions, thinking about how hard it was to help you pack and drive you away from me. Do you know the strength required in holding you up and supporting you while trying to keep myself from collapsing? I cried 1,000 times right in your face without you ever seeing me shed a tear. You left some things at my place to come back and retrieve later, took my heart with you. Do you know how hard it is to still smell you, but not be able to see your face? FaceTime is just not enough time for me. You always said how much you love my poetry. I promise you, this is a poem I wish I never had to write. Fights seem so much bigger when there's already so much distance between the two of us. But yet I am so proud of what you've become. Opportunities like that only come around so often, but opportunities like this only come around so often. I am glad that you accepted the offer because I would rather you be everything without me than nothing with me. I wish I could be happy for us. I wish I could just be happy. No one gets me the way that you do, and I'm afraid that if this distance breaks us, I'll never get anyone like you. Who is going to be here to tuck my insecurities in goodnight, to put them to rest? You leaving has been grieving the death of something that is still very much alive. I wish I read a point where I didn't have to put stuff in my system just to get you out of my system. They say being away from someone you love releases the same chemicals as withdrawal symptoms. I find that I have new habits in your absence. I call it balance. And I have been tiptoeing around my own emotions lately, trying not to tip myself over the edge, hoping that carefully crafted calendar dates won't ruin our spontaneity. I count down the days until I see your face as I collect more days of you being away. I hate that I have to wait just to hear you laugh in person. It's like the first time I've been able to read that without crying. Yeah, fuck feelings though, right?
Right.
Do you love me? Are you riding the New York subway? Alright, I'm back. It is really hot. It is really hot. It is really hot. Wasn't this our last time? It was April.
No.
Was it?
I think we just had a cold front today.
Yeah,
Actually.
I don't know. Are you being serious? You had a cold front today?
It's in the low 90s.
Oh, the low 90s. Oh. I guess because like in Florida, like we just sit inside, you know, like Florida's a whole bunch of old people, so everybody has central air, you know. Let me see. I had it written down which ones I was gonna do. This, I lost my computer bag, I told y'all, and the lady was like, oh, it should be totally fine. The guy works for GE. Oh, people with jobs don't steal? Okay, lady. But I got my computer back because it was a woman, because women don't steal! Unless it's somebody's boyfriend. Okay.
Got a plot twist.
Trying to find a good one for you guys. This one's it. I'll do this one. Because I was going to do a dirty one, but you know, you never know who's going to watch him. You know, this is something, you know, that I don't have to deal with it because I'm, you know, older now, but, you know, back in college. You know, men didn't really want to return the favor. They always, anyway, stingy people. Now that I'm an adult, come and get it. Okay, all right. Anyway, fellatio is what it's called. If I gave you head, you would surely just deceive me. I would ask for the pleasure in return and you would pretend you're sleeping. If I gave you head, you would complain about my hair. You would forget about the fact that I braid the sweaty jungle, also known as you're down there. If I gave you head, I would surely do my best. I would get real nasty, do it right, even let you come on my big ass chest. It doesn't say the big ass part, does it? But if you gave me head, it would surely be a fight. And I don't want to argue, so I'm closing my mouth. Good night. How much time we got left? It is so hot. Okay.
Are you a Libra?
No, I'm my dollar. Bow. 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 I do poetry for the bitches. Yeah. Hold up now. So I did a hair poem when I was here last time. I'm gonna do another hair poem. I'm gonna read this one. Cause you know what? I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you are a natural, my natural friends, okay, Amir, right? You're not allowed to have bad hair days when you're natural. Like, you gotta always be fucking on when you're natural. Robert, you don't have hair, okay? All right, I love you though, you're great. And you know, a lot of us black girls also heard the term train your hair growing up. Yeah. So I was like, what are you training your hair for? Is there a decathlon coming up soon? What are we training our hair for? So, yes, train hair. Boot camp is where kinks and curls are drilled into submission and edges sent to oblivion in grandma's kitchen. Little black girls become well-oiled machines into pulling the most European roots out of their genes. You've got to train your hair, as if good hair performs better on standardized tests, gets more job opportunities, and less likely to receive bullets to the chest because of its adjacence to whiteness. Well-trained hair doesn't get called up to the front office, doesn't get out of line or put in a coffin before their cap and gown. Well-behaved hair is always grandma's favorite. So little cousins wish they had a little more Indian and a little less slavery on their daddy's side, or even just a little more oppression in their tresses, a little more rape at the nape of their necks. 4C is just average. 4Cs is barely passing, so black girls walk around thinking their curls are basically failures. A friend of mine once tried to convince me that my hair looked better relaxed, that split ends and thinness and carcinogens are way more in vogue than my natural. Tried to convince me that my hair was longer then, because everybody is an expert at what black girls should do with their hair but them. I pulled a curl, watched hair that danced at my shoulders come out of hiding and caressed the middle of my back. That's not shrinkage, that's black girl magic, because my curls lengthen are just like how black girls feel in America, always hiding in plain sight. You gotta train your hair, because it's going to always have to shoulder attacks at the shoulder and people always taking shots at your crown. You're not allowed a bad day with the natural hair. You're not allowed to show the twist, just the out. You gotta always be polished, always finished product, no days off. You got to train your hair, prepare it to battle the harshest criticisms when you're just being yourself, because no one ever says not everyone can wear their hair relaxed. But let your curls be just a little too nappy. Let you be a little too happy about taking a break and letting your scalp breathe and your hair free, and just forget for 5 minutes about everyone else's opinion. Said you gotta train your hair. I'm hot. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up. You said what? Listen. I mean, you know, it's powder. Does anybody have anything they want to hear before I jet off stage here? Not everybody at once. Okay. What? White privilege. All right.
White privilege for the people who have it.
Okay. All right.
722.
Is it 7 more than 22 now? No. Oh wait, I know this poem I didn't do last time that I actually know.
Hey.
I'm gonna do a poem that I actually know because I feel like I get more into it if I actually know it. That's what he said. Tough crowd. All right. I get more into it if I actually. Bartender, they need drinks. I'm way more entertaining when people are drunk, myself included. So this poem was based on a true story. I was friends with these two poets, and you guys know that poets are really great at being friends. One of the poets, she was going through a rough time financially, and did I do this poem? The Friends poem? Did I do that last year? I don't think I did that. Yeah, okay. Well, she was going through a rough time financially, and I, give her a little money, buy her groceries and, sneak money when she wasn't looking. And she thought I was talking about her. And so she did what all poets do. She wrote a poem about me. Oh, I did get in this poem. Oh. But it wasn't good. It wasn't nearly as good as anything I wrote. But anyway, I'm very humble. But anyway, so she wrote this poem about me. And like I said, I give her money and stuff. And I wasn't talking about her mainly because she owed me money. And it's never smart to talk about somebody who owes you money until you get your money back. And so she wrote this poem. I kid you not, the very first line of the poem was like, when you sit down and eat dinner at my table and break bread with me, I consider you family. And I was like, bitch, I bought that bread. So, needless to say, she found out I wasn't really talking about her, because like I said, she owed me money. I ain't get my money back, but fuck her. At the same time, I was friends with this other poet, and he was facing 5 years in jail for child abuse. Because you got to put your stupidity on YouTube. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anywho, when they were facing the 5 years in prison, I was like, ooh, can't be your friend anymore. I'll put $1 in your commissary though. Have a great life. And so this poem came out of those two friendships together. They both can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned, but whatever. I'm not bitter, I'm better. The lexicons of the relationships that shape us like hexagons. Never read stop. What the fuck is this? Come on, Mr. Motorcycle, vroom vroom. Park it. Ugh. What was I saying? Got me out of my stove. You said what? Right. Oh, okay. She was paying attention. Okay. The lexicons of the relationships that shape us like hexagons never read stop and watch your inner circle. Who will pretend to be a bunch of squares, only trying to box you in. They'll be your untimely undoing in the end, because laughter is always harder the farther it is from your face. And honesty was lost with the crayon box that told you that the only thing stopping you was your imagination, not your association. What was I saying? Guilty parties part with guilty hands, parting, asking for forgiveness and forgiving another handout. Hands out of pockets are the most welcome, while hands across the face are the most perceived. These same hands covered my eyes, trying to deceive me. Keep your friends close, but dispose of those who consort with your enemies. I loved real hard when I was hardly loved. It's my fault. I can't blame anyone for my bad taste, the bad taste in my mouth. Found out that I was laughed and talked about, but it's okay, because I'm the one who put myself on display. Center stage so I could be aimed at. It's a shame that even when they hit me, they don't know they're doing themselves in, because friends are nothing without each other. These knees weren't used for praying nearly as much as they were holding and supporting these legs up to walk 1,000 miles for another. Guess that's why you forsaken me. Feet blistered so I would mistakenly dare ask you to walk at least one in my shoes. I'd rather buy you a new pair. But you probably stare me in my eyes and kick me when I'm down with them, and now we are no longer down for each other. The scale of amicability when friends split vary as much as the lies that end it. So it's okay if you talk about me behind my back. Just tell the truth. Tell them all the things that I did for you. Tell them that positivity surrounded all of my actions and that negative ions had an eye on everything I tried to become. Take all your false charges, add them together, and we are still left polarized because you can't attract positivity with lies. Too bad you can't look me in my eyes when you stab me in the back. Because I loved you like a... No, we were better than that. At least I thought so. Or maybe I just thought slow, not at all, so it's wrong for me to call you thoughtless when really it's my fault this situation happened in the first place. And now I find myself trying to rebuke your fake public hugs and kisses, not in the attempt of being hostile, it's just that Judas was my least favorite apostle. It's possible that one of us forgot the adage, don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's no wonder my hands have been so abused because the numbness makes them feel bouncy. I held you down and you held me under. They say the true scale of a friend is one who will stick around when situations get thick. When you got thin, became non-existent and disappeared. But I should have held myself in higher esteem. See, just because you hang around the same people doesn't make them your peers. So it's my fault. I'm the one to blame for sometimes having bad taste in friends because see, friends and foes start with the same letter and they both can F you in the end. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna finish with white privilege. White privilege. Oh wait, I don't like, I know this poem, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I was more entertaining last time, but it's all good. You got your $5 worth. That's just please. No. Please go ahead and buy my book. I also have t-shirts for sale. These are all original designs. I have one more of these left. I write poetry for the bitches. A big seller is 75% neighbor, 25% hood. That's basically me. Saving myself for Rihanna, because yes, I am. Coming in at meow. Sorry. Hangry black woman and, poets twerk too. Because you ever been to any of these poetry competitions, poets are hoes. Not me, I'm a virgin. I'm a nice Christian atheist. I'm a virgin. Yeah. All right, we'll do this poem. See if we can get 8 million. I had Fox News call me about the poem. Let me see. Viola Davis liked it on Facebook. Remember that? I was like, oh my goodness. And that's about it. Yeah, Afropunk. It was on Afropunk. Yeah. It's all good. Hopefully, yeah, I can remember it and not choke this time. All right. I feel like when I said be blunt, I feel like that was my fault that Zach dropped his poem, so I want to apologize to Zach because I made him laugh. Yeah. Where's Zach? Where'd you go? I am good for dropping a poem, but I'm great for lifting people up. I am good for dropping a poem. Okay. We learned your French. We learned your English. We learned your Spanish. We learned your Dutch. We learned your Portuguese. You learned our nothing. You called us stupid. That's white privilege. And I'm sure it probably hurts for you to hear those two words, kind of like gunshots and explosions from those commissioned to protect you whisking past your ears. What is white privilege? It is the only 5 decades of legal acknowledgement expected to correct 400 years of white transgression. It is crack versus cocaine. Blacks receiving almost 20% longer sentences for the same exact offenses, or like for instance, a black man without a record is less likely to get a job than a white felon. Well, maybe it's because we lazy and we don't work hard enough. Like, what the fuck? 400 years in the same field literally is an incredible resume builder. It is Katrina answering the government's prayers of eugenics, Dick Cheney going fishing the next day, Condoleezza on a shopping spree, Bush in San Diego, but Kanye is the one you call crazy because like it only took the USA 2 days to get aid to Asia, but 5 for FEMA to get to Canal Street and Esplanade. It is the one black kid who beat the shit out of the odds, so now we all can make it. It is thousands of white people cheering for a black kid to win only in a stadium is you looking at me crazy if I told you to go back to Europe even though we didn't have a say and your great-grandparents came here voluntarily. It is you all of a sudden having a problem with immigration. Like, this isn't even your nation. How the hell do you discover some shit that wasn't even missing to begin with? You Columbused our traditions. Had white girls twerking in high definition with multicolored hair and purple nails, but it was ghetto when we did it. Or am I making you uncomfortable? Try a cramped slave ship. Oh wait, slavery is over now. It's just called the prison system, because like you're not racist, because you don't use the N-word, but y'all use niggas every day. What is white privilege? It is the acceptance of bombs over Baghdad, but not over Boston. It is European history being taught as a major and African as an elective. It is learning about my people only 28 days like I'm not black every fucking second as every white boy. Want to fuck my brains out, not because I'm pretty, but because I'm pretty for a black girl is people thinking that Africa is one nation and is the waving of the Confederate flag like you didn't lose the battle and then telling us to get over slavery. And it's people saying that black people destroyed neighborhoods but forgetting that white people have destroyed continents. And it's every time I bring up my plight, some white man has to tell me that I'm crazy but is kind enough to praise my English or say that we're all given the same opportunities even though he has a family history of wealth. And I don't even know my family history at all. It is people thinking that affirmative action is an unfair advantage instead of keeping the qualified from being unfairly disadvantaged or throwing out a qualified applicant because their name sounded too African American as Newports imported into black communities, but black boys exported for weed. It is big plastic asses that are called fat when we naturally have them. It is an Australian woman who's no classic of rap music. It is everyone who hears this poem dismisses all this truth I just spit as reverse racism. That is white privilege. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm over there. Can I say something? Any black women here use Tinder? I've never used Tinder before, but any black women here? Have you ever matched with a white guy on Tinder? They're all like